So you have this. You have 20. By 5:45 or 10 minutes to 6, you should be done.
Thank you, everyone.
You're welcome.
Exploring opportunities in the non-oil export business in Nigeria. By Pauline, Nduaka, Deputy Director, NAPC. I have to thank the Vice Chair because somebody is supposed to give today's lecture. I'm supposed to give in September or October. But considering, the world is dynamic. And if you can recall, our last lecture was talking of managing diversities in the face of changing workplace, even with the recent topic of South-South Summit, talking of entrepreneurship. So I told her that let me take today's lecture, maybe the other person can take either September or October, and I have to take her and the person that is supposed to take that. I have a reason for that because on a lighter note, if I'm taking today's lecture, it's going to be free. After tomorrow, it's going to be on consultancy fee. Because by tomorrow, I'll be retiring from civil service.
Wow.
So that's why I said, let me do it now. That's why I'm in service. And I'm using this opportunity. I've already placed it in our platform. I'm using this opportunity to use everybody. Yes, it's the platform. To invite, yes, everybody for Sundays, Thanksgiving in Methodist Church, and the reception will be at Avila Hotel. That's Sunday. So the topic, straight to the topic. I'm giving how many 10 minutes?
20 minutes, you've done 5 minutes.
Okay. So as I was saying, the lecture, and I saw my last paper presentation, I was so much happy with that presentation because it's talking of generations, dynamics, diversities, changing, workplace, and so on. And I find myself in the generation of baby boomers, that is 1947 to 1964. I was so happy with that lecture because it talks about a lot of things. As if you go back to it, you will see what is being discussed. There are team-oriented discipline, longevity, strong work ethics, transparency. Because when you talk of export business, honesty has to be there because you're dealing with people outside the country. It's international trade. Nigerian Export Promotion Council, that's the place I want to say, federal government agency. That's into promotion, development, and diversification of non-oil export trade. Over the years, we have worked with our mandates, harmonizing all export development and promotional activities. Promotional activities on a quarterly basis, we always do seminar, workshops, symposiums. Sometimes we are in August, in July, we have no less than 4 different workshops, trying to let Nigerians get into export. Because Nigeria is blessed with a lot of exportable products. Every state and group of Nigeria, we have one product or services, not only product, but services that we can be proud of. Like Akwa Ibom State, that's what we call one state, one product. That's also Akwa Ibom has chosen seafood and palm oil as a product they have comparative advantage over every other state. It doesn't mean that these are the only products. We have a plantain, we have cassava. The essence is for us to process, add value, process and export outside the country. You can start with African countries before you start with China, USA, and so on. So who are we? Our head office is in Abuja. We are in 6 geopolitical zones and in 33 states. And we have an office here in New York. For 3 years now, I'm managing the office in New York. Next slide. Our core professionalism, integrity, customer care, teamwork. Teamwork is the key because we have other facilitating agencies saying when one starts, another ends. We call them facilitating agencies. You have NAFDAC, Nigerian Quarantine Service, SON, corporate affairs. Because we don't resign the leaders of corporate societies, international trade. You have to be a limited liability company, so corporate affairs comes in, or corporate society or NGO. Then your product or services have to meet international standards, CISCOM, NAFDAC. So that's what we call it teamwork, synergy. Our vision is to make the world a marketplace for Nigerian oil products, and our vision is to spearhead the diversification of Nigerian economy by expanding and increasing oil exports for sustainable and inclusive economic growth. Sustainability is the key. When you talk about sustainability, we are talking of mass production. We are taking into consideration the youth because they are the leaders of tomorrow. We are also taking into consideration women. That's what we call she trade. It's a WTO platform where we encourage women to key into export she trade. Our core responsibilities is to promote the development and administration of Nigerian export trade, assist in promoting the development of export-related industries. We have covered every look of this acquired from state. Majority of the companies, most of them are registered with us, and most of them have gained tremendously, apart from the SMEs, the smaller ones, from export business, because we give incentives. Sometime last year, there's what we call export development fund to assist exporters, to develop their product, and that one is a pre-shipment. There's one of post-shipment when must have exported, export expansion grant. Then we are declared to promote the implementation of export policies and programs of Nigerian government, because the federal government, what we are talking of now is diversification. Oil is like making people to be less. Diversification of the economy, products and services that we can develop and export outside the country. Human capital development, that's the essence of workshop, seminars, symposium on export, what it is, what it does, procedures, documentation, packaging and labeling. Because if your product is good and it's not well packaged, it cannot cross the shores of Nigeria. It's just like an individual, it's just like any managers. When you're going to the office, you suit up, because before somebody talks of seeing what you're doing, the person will look at you first to know whether you're presentable. Then our four-pronged roles are develop, incentives, assist, and promote. Yes. Coordinate, monitor export promotion activities, disseminate market information, provide technical know-how, assist Nigerian exporters, assess market linkages, administer export activities. I've already talked of incentives. We have the trade. That one talks of information generally, to disseminate information about the countries, about the products, and so on. The market development on packaging and labeling of products for export. Then next slide. Market development functions, market research, gathering information on market intelligence from embassies, advocacy interventions, among others. Yes. Product department, develop and promote products and services, identify potential products for development for exports, manufacturers, and top of packaging, companies, costing and pricing, supply chain studies. We call it identification. From time to time, apart from the seminar workshop, we normally to move out to companies, to local government. That was the time I had a workshop for all the local governments in our Bible state. So we move out to identify the products, apart from the ones known, identify exportable products in our Akwa Ibom state. And our moving out made us to identify a young lady who we saw her products in Made in Akwa Ibom. Most of us might have gone to Made in Akwa Ibom showroom. We have Nigerian Made in Akwa Ibom showroom as well. We saw her product well packaged. So I called her on phone. I said, "Where is your office?" Surprisingly, she was using her father's parlor, to showcase her products. And she was a kind of mentoring other youths, not less than 16, 18 other youths. I snapped her products, showcased it in our direct platform, and she was lucky. Even before she registered as an exporter, she was given USFDA certification, which is millions of naira. And she had an enterprise. I encouraged her that we can't do anything with enterprise because it's international trade. So she now incorporated her business, corporate affairs, and was able to showcase her products to Togo, after Togo, Gambia. So it's like that. One thing leads to the other. Because we're talking of entrepreneurship, SMEs. trade information service, registration of Nigerian exporters, that's our responsibility. You can't export any exporter without registering with Nigerian Information Council. Transparency, as I wrong is key, and it's online registration. You can stay in your house or your office and do your registration. We have a registration officer. If you find it difficult, you can come to the office and do your registration. Maintain comprehensive database of Nigerian exporters, validate and approve exporter registration, issue certificates. Certificates to make it easier for people. Federal government have paid 13,500 for registration. Renewable every 2 years. We receive and respond to non-export trade inquiries. We work 24 hours. Inquiries from any angle. Respond to trade complaints. Maintain council trade information service. Next slide. You see, I'm saying next slide. That's the sense of this topic that our last eminence manager gave. If you see our generation, we are not too much into computer. That's why I'm coming. Otherwise, like
otherwise you will have been handling.
Otherwise, I'll be handling the whatever. There are a lot of things that are mentioned there as advantages in that generation, and there are a lot of things that are disadvantages. I could remember in my university we not use computer. It was when I was about to graduate, we were the first set that used computer as our project defense, and because of that, we are giving as advantage of ICT. So thank you. What is export? Export business involves setting goods to another country for the purpose of earning foreign exchange. From this, it means that the product must be sent, and the obligation is trade obligation. That is the purpose, trade obligation, and it has to be sent to a third party. Then you ask yourself, why do we need to export? Export is international trade. We have local trade. I know the balance of local trade. If now multiply it, international trade, you know the advantage. We always say to increase the GDP of Nigeria. But the truth is that before you increase the GDP of Nigeria, you increase personally your own pocket. You will get this foreign exchange, for yourself. Distribution of resources all over the world. Countries worldwide are not equally endowed. A country cannot exist in isolation of other countries. Besides, it's a lot of comparative advantage. Among other objectives that encourage and promote business includes increase our profit levels, expand an existing business, gain access to bigger markets, tap fast export potentials, and reap economies of scale from higher production, and exploit opportunities. Yes, next slide. Who is an exporter? We have three: export merchant, a broker, or a manufacturer. Just like Jubilee Strange, they are registered with us. Jubilee Strange, they are producing. If some of us, if you go there, you will be marvelous at a lot of things that is happening there, and they are exporting outside the country. They are manufacturing. Because you must not be a manufacturer. You can source for your product and export outside the country. You can be a consultant. You can be an export broker. Yes. 5 products good for export. Agricultural products, we have agricultural products, we have manufactured products, solid minerals, arts and crafts. Our platform is blessed with arts and crafts. It's just like one Elshena. I don't know that some of us knows it. It's into arts and crafts. The first year I came in this apartment state, I was marveled. If you enter his company, it will be as if it's a gallery. I was like, if you're from outside the country, if you're entering Akwa State, the first port of call is supposed to be there. You see lines, just like when you go to Malaysia, as you're entering from the airport, you see everywhere is lined with palm trees. To be as if it's flower everywhere. Look at one of Malaysia at this time. So as you're entering the man's, the same thing. Lined with different plants, flowers, even the saffron. The way he just put the saffron on top of his tank, you'll be wondering what is this. Every art craft is there. So I encourage you to even put it at the airport so that they will know that when you come to Akwa State, you will see a lot of handicraft. Services, not only products, services, entertainment, banking, skills, and so on. Nigeria is blessed. So what we are trying to do in response to this is to encourage people looking west. Think of a product you can produce, export, and export outside the country.
Sorry.
Under agricultural.
Please, can you stand behind me?
Under agricultural products. Okay, sorry. Under agricultural products, with under agricultural products, we advise processing, add value by processing it. That's where the Nigerian Maritime Service comes in. Most of our programs always invite them, invite NAFDAC, invite SUN and so on. Then you see the products under solid minerals, iron ore, and so on. Yes, next slide. Services. A lot of things, music. There was a time we took Nollywood outside the country. Nigeria is best videos, films, comedy, music, traditional skills, fashion, banking and education. They manufacture products. See a lot of things there. They include petrochemical products, cement, soya mills, and so on, dried vegetables. The last program I had was I had on palm oil, I had on seafood, and I was able to bring one resource person from Port Harcourt that into store. That's it's a government agency as well. That into store, like these are vegetables. Aquarium is placed with a lot of vegetables. They can be preserved. And in Lagos, they have the construction aspects that every sources have one day. They lift all these flowers and vegetables. Arts and culture, the country is well endowed with cultural entities that facilitate rich artistic endowments. Yes, art, craft, bead, necklaces, and when you come to Akwa, when you say that, what we have, what we call Nigerian beyond Christian. When you mention Akwa Ibom, it's a delicacy. Is it that fun? Is it a little icon? Is it a white man soup? It's well fun here. I remember the last Saturday when we had the district overload installation here in Akwa Ibom State. That's Rotary, it's a Rotary event. Everybody, when they watched that, they were so happy. They were talking about Akwa Ibom State food, afam, vegetable, fisherman and the rest. So these things can be well packaged and export. And we have a lot of Nigerians in diaspora that are itching for this food. Yes, next slide.
Yes.
Next slide. Guideline for registration. You know, international trade is not common. There are rules and regulations that is for every country in the market. First, you have to be a reliability company, because the truth is that if your product does not meet international standard and is rejected, the image of the country is at stake. Then you have to bring your certificate of incorporation, memo and ask for association, your form CO7 that have particulars of directors. Then, if you are not a retail activity company, you can fall into cooperative society. That's why we encourage you to form groups of cooperative societies, certificate of registration, bylaws, and the rest. And then under that cooperative society, that's the sense of, you see our core value, teamwork. Don't do it as a loner. Teamwork matters a lot in business. Yes, next slide. Government or non-government organizations, those are the requirements as well. Our website is there, www.nbt.gov.ng. I've said about the validation of our certificates every 2 days. Yes, next slide. Then we will say everything in the country is exportable. Everything virtually. It's only very few things that are prohibited list. And those are the maize, timber, raw, ice and skin, scrap metals, unprocessed lava metals, wild animals. I may ask, why are we not exporting these ones? It's the process of infant industries. Yes, next slide. The areas of engagement in export value chain. You know, when we talk of export, it's a value chain. Processing, a lot of, and that's why, you know, the importance encourages employment. You know, it's a value chain. We have commodities of vendor, export agent, export merchant, export manufacturer. One person is doing this, another person is doing that. Yes, next slide. Exploring export opportunities in non-oil business in Nigeria. Akwa Ibom has huge potential to palm oil. Well, it's not because the whole Nigeria, when you talk of palm oil, Akwa Ibom is number one. And that's why we have a presidential technical policy on how to make palm oil have a policy in Nigeria. Akwa Ibom is number one when it comes to production. The question is now, it's not just production, but of export. Not producing for domestic consumption. There is need to produce these things for export. That's why we have what we call state committees. It's domiciled with Federal Ministry of Trade and Investment. Every quarter we have meetings with them where we call every agency, those some have that, not less than 16 agencies. We have a kind of round table discussions on how to move a lot of these things from Akwa Ibom to outside the state. And a lot of people are benefiting, and people are actually exporting. Youth empowerment skill, I talked about that. Enable participants to have the technical skills and knowledge that will assist them with possibility of, because we were saying here before we started the meeting, the government can't set it up. The population is too much, there's no way the government can employ everybody. So we're encouraging our youth. Sometimes we go to NYC orientation camps, you know, and do the thing, they have skill acquisition. Even most universities have entrepreneurship departments encourage them to diversify. The country is talking about diversification, diversify. Even not only youth, even we adults, even someone like me that is going to retire, you know, we have to see Nigeria is hard now. We have to increase our streams of income. Yes, those are the activities from year to year. New exporter development program, zero to export program, capacity building program, positioning, you know, after yes. You may start with African countries, Togo, Ghana, and rest, might not be China, London, and USA. Export competitive development projects, ETF, I talk of ETF, information of export development, is an incentive given to exports as encourage them. It's a free shipment. The EUG is a free shipment when you must have exported. And we're into international trade phase. That's the one that interests people a lot. Every year, government restarts international trade phase for the country, exporters that are interested in any country. You get your interest to showcase, that's the essence, to showcase Nigerian products and services, because God has blessed us. And there are some incentives given. A fitting of some of your samples is a responsibility. Paraventure is a French-speaking country, can't speak French, provide interpreter. Pavilion is a responsibility and so on. Then flagships, zero oil plan. That one, we're in a campaign, we call it export for survival. The country needs to survive. Without export, we can't survive. The CEO has torn around the whole country with zero oil plans. Zero oil plans is talking of imagining if there is no oil in the country. You know, there is need to develop non-oil export products, diverse products, not only in Nduaka, but every different products. You see shea butter. Yes. Flagship programs, major objectives, diversification of the export base from raw materials to value added, increased participation of SMEs, and you see we are talking of SMEs that the bedrock of any nation. Council have developed a robust working relationship with relevant stakeholders, both international and within, and they are listed there. Other projects are export clearing. Those ones are for newly registered exporters, like mentorship program. Tutor them sometimes. We don't call consultants, we don't call our officers. We call successful exporters who have gone through it before. They will mentor others on their first shipment and process and the documentations. They will mentor them on prospects and the challenges they must have encountered. Then export skill acquisition program, trade phase, I've thought of trade phase, I've thought of the rebates there, local transportation and provision of display sectors. Yes, next slide. Other projects are there. I've thought of sheet trade. Many export. I've thought of all the EUG, next slide. Activities continue, next slide. NAFDAC is where there are so opportunities to participate in global markets is available only to the tending company and individuals as export trade. And readiness means a lot because they say opportunity means when you are ready. So you have to be ready. Opportunity can now, just like that young lady, she was ready already. She did not know that, you know, somebody might see her product and now call her. You know, it's what in the church we call miracle. You know, so she was already ready, well packaged, and the opportunity came for her to now make it. And this involves hard work and commitment. I always say anything you're doing in life, not only export business, commitment, determination, passion. Have passion in anything you're doing. Producing products and services whose quality meets international standards. It's not just anyhow products. Your products have to meet international standards. Potential exporters and exporters are encouraged to note this and always seek expert advice. Don't do it alone. Seek expert advice from consultants and so on, and from the office and other relevant government agencies. It is only given to those who seek. That way they said it. People perish because of lack of money. Seek financial no. And for it's only given to those who seek. In conclusion, I wish to inform you that NFPC as an organization is ever ready to assist exporters and potential exporters in all their activities to ensure that they contribute to the growth and development of Nigeria's economy. And that's what the NIM is doing, to the growth and development of Nigeria's economy. Thank you all.
Thank you very much. Mrs. Pauline, Nduaka, the Deputy Director and State Coordinator of the Nigerian Export Promotion Council, Uyo office. Good to listen to this. We take reactions comments. And we'll do that.
I want to
Let's
ask
put
question, please.
numbers.
You
How many people
cover
are
it
making
while I'm
comments?
asking
Yes.
questions.
Over 1,
For yourself.
2, 3, 4.
Okay, State Director, thank you very much. I've enjoyed the very brief lecture. And I'd like to begin by appealing to the leadership of NIMU here to please endeavor to give more time to people that they want to present. Not everybody is a professional presenter like her or broadcaster. She will speak very fast and effectively. Some people may not be able to speak that fast and do such justice within such a short period of time. And besides, I've noticed that, you know, the quality of what she has just presented in a nutshell, it's so powerful. It's really something that this hall should be filled up with. In fact, we should have the whole even more for her to present. And it would be of great good to us because as a people, we're not really into business stuff. We like things the easier way. Filling station, hotel, eateries, and a few of those things. We need to really get down to earth and be able to produce and then to obtain value for the goods that God has blessed us with. So I felt that she was forced to be too fast. Now, two of the questions I wanted to ask you, you've actually answered along the line, like developing, like the specific goods that you encourage us to develop in terms of comparative demand outside, you know, the things that would have better advantage with, but I guess you answered much of that. Then the other one had been, how can we easily register as exporters, even at small scale levels? I guess I will have to meet you for that, to educate and to guide. But the two other questions which I still like to ask is, have you been able to effectively liaise or collaborate with ministries, departments, and agencies, the relevant ones in Akwa Ibom? Because I think that if they work closely with you or with the organization, that will be of great value. So have they cooperated with your efforts? And then the second thing is, I would have asked Ambassador Iboro, but he's not here. And the question is, when will Ibom Air begin to export goods and services? Because I think the easy way for us is that if we produce these things, then we're able to take them to the airport, and then the airport sends it to Casablanca, to USA.
It's more expensive that way. It's expensive.
To send it through our airport?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done.
Most goods are sent through the ship.
All right, number 2.
No. But there are some that are sent by air, right?
Yes.
Depending.
From the Lagos, yes.
Yeah, so what we have now is the airport. We do it. When we have the seaport, still do.
That answer that question immediately.
Fine.
And Igbo Air one you mentioned, what he's saying is the truth. That first day I came here, that was how I met Ambassador Igbo. I went to his office, I don't know him. I'm not even started coming to him, you know. I told the airport that I want to see the overall, the empties. So he was the one that was the office guy there. So I told him our mission, that when Nigeria is not insurance council, that there is need for Igbo Air to start operating. Because I was posted from Port Harcourt, we had a program, you know, on horticultural, vegetables, fruits and so on. As I earlier also, Lagos that are exporting such things through the air, every Mondays and every Thursdays. So, and I noticed that NACO, I even went to NACO office, that NACO was there. Because they were not having a lot of products, you know, to export. Within 3 months, they relocated out of Akwa Ibom State. You know. So, but I'm happy that they have designated plans for export shade. Yes. By God's grace, with time, I wish he said, also answered that question, with time, from Igbo Air, there will be exports direct.
All right.
I want to join my friend to salute you for this wonderful paper. Indeed, it's a well-researched paper. like you rightly said, we were to go to Abuja, other places to take this type of lecture. We paid handsomely. But here, it's a well-researched paper, and I do not know to what extent your office has done the sensitization of this work, of what you do in Akwa Ibom State. Because I want to believe that there is no enough information to the general public, in fact the citizens of Akwa Ibom State. Otherwise, you would have gotten more exporters. You may not know that we Akwa Ibom State produce so many things, like you anchored on the dishes and that. So, for now, from record, can you boldly say, during your tenure, during your time, you have registered this much in Akwa Ibom State because of your service in Akwa Ibom State as far as your office is concerned? How many, and to what extent is sensitization? Otherwise, it is my humble appeal that effort be made for this office to be known, make a proposal, and if the power was to be with the NIM, your chapter, we would happily extend our years of service.
Extend our years of
So that we continue to serve. Yes, because it's a wonderful type of business. The second one is that my brother had already said it, and in the course of your lecture, you talk of the requirements for registration. Please, man, on a personal note, though in the forum, before you go, you will register me as an exporter. Yes, I will bring my products, I will bring my company, I will do everything. Do it for me. Because now I will soon join you.
That's so.
Yes, as a senior citizen. So that I know I have what to do.
Yes, sir.
When I step down. That is my prayer. Thank you for this wonderful lesson. And again, let it be reflected in our platform. I will personally, if you are permitted, give me a copy, hard copy, so that I go through it and I derive something from it. Thank you. God bless you.
I'll post this stuff.
Yes.
I'll post it in the chat.
Yeah, madam, happy birthday to you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Even though you've not been able to sing
Yeah.
happy
We will do that.
I did it for you.
Yes, you have waited too long because you have deserved
Business before
all this compliment. It's okay, madam, I want to ask some question. Whether, like the girl we met, does government pay for exploitation of this government countries? Then how much, I think I was asking, okay, how long does it cost to register with this organization? And then, sorry please, I'm here to. And then this exploitation, which countries are this product exported to? And then, like the issue of palm oil, how is it being packaged? And then, finally, like those of us, I recall when I went to Israel, that was my first trip. I was dancing and the white people were busy taking me pictures. As a professional dancer, am I inspired? That's a business.
But it is.
Last person.
Yes.
Okay, last person, please. Give me.
Am I the last person? No.
No, I'm the one that is. Good evening once again, eminent manager. Right now, we are conducting our senior school certificate examination. I'm not supposed to be here because I have so much to do in the office. But because of this very lecture, I left everything and I came. I'm so grateful to be here. First of all, I want to appreciate you and I want to say congratulations. I believe that the house will do better congratulations than this one. So, man, please, because this export matter, I have been very, very interested for a long time. But my problem is, who do I go to?
Now,
Even I have even gone online and did seminar where I paid 5,000 naira online to do this thing. But when the guy started talking about so many technicalities and all of those things, the thing became so overwhelming. I don't know where. And then he told us in that seminar that there are two ways that you can export. One as an individual, then two as a company. Then, but that as an individual, that you will not be recognized by government, except you have somebody, a relation there. But how many relations of yours will be willing to receive their product and help you to sell it? And even if the person is willing, there will be time the person will misact and their money will lose and all of those things. So please, I want to ask it as a question now. As somebody who has been in the field, you may be outside their office now, but from experience, is there any way you think
They are
an
not doing the
individual,
needful anymore.
like you mentioned that an individual cannot do it, I'm saying coming to that one. But is there any way, any opportunity you know that an individual can safely pass through to export as an individual? Because from your presentation, your office doesn't allow individual to do it. But I'm asking now, as a person, is there any way that an individual can safely do that? That's number one. Then number two is the cooperative we are talking about now. Are there cooperatives on ground in Akwa Ibom that you can refer somebody to that can help the person so that in teaming up with them, you can start? So that is my question.
Don't give me work to do. See your face.
Madam, you need to address the question one by one.
Thank you so much. I've already answered the one of the then I was talking about sensitization, whether people are aware. That was why I said let me talk on the platform of the NIN. People are seriously aware. If you can recall, as I was saying in the beginning, we're always into seminars, workshops, symposiums on a quarterly basis. It's supposed to be maybe once or highest twice a quarter. As of last month, even someone was canceling it for us. We had seminars that is not less than 5 seminars in a month. These seminars cut across registered and for the potential that those that are able to register. I've gone on air both NTA, I mean that first month I think, third month, NTA, FM Inspiration, and radio. Being a broadcaster, I know the essence of sensitization. That's my background. So we are gone on air, go to radio, go to print, and most of our seminars we always use print as well to show. And there's one in our back, one retention FM, yes. I even call somebody that I was speaking English, but not interpreting for the masses that may not, hear it in English. We use Tanso or Tanto something. Tanso. So we have used all the avenues of the media in sensitization, and we use workshop in sensitization to cover every nook and corner. Not only that, we have reached out. Somebody like me, I like travel. There's no nook and corner. There's no local governments that apply from state alone. And we have had a program for all local government chairmen because we want to get to the grassroots as well. Then when it comes to the government, the state government, they are willing. Be your president, governor. The very first seminar I did of one morning, I invited, no, it was not a state governor. Then, personally, that's from that is himself. He came first before most of the exporters. He said, I'm coming. They are here to come. Let me attend to one of the programs that the one of the government was. So the government is aware of export promotion camp. Then SH, there was a time my board member came. My board member is living from Akwa Ibom State. There was a time he came all the way from Abuja. We went to the SH office, and we have what we call export state committee. So all the federal government agencies are there. And my brother and friend is also a part of that. So NIM is somehow represented. It's a key stakeholder there. Even in palm oil, that's what we call presidential.
Presidential Committee
Yes.
on Palm Oil.
Yes, that was where we met. We met in Abuja before I came to Akwa Ibom State. He's a key, he's a member, I'm a member.
Don't tell them all that.
So NIM is well represented. So when it comes, because of that question of sensitization, we have gone through. I told you even our ambassador, when he saw me for the first time, he said, I met him in his office. So we have gone every nook and corner of Akwa Ibom, and people are responding. A lot of people have registered. It's not thousands. They have no problem. On consultants,
before the chairman.
So, and people have this conception, that's like what you say, that this one is for me. No, it's not. Dangote started small. You not just blow like that. Like the lady I mentioned, just a young lady, she's training on less than 20 people. And she not just come to us, we reach out to her. She was shocked. When there was the last two programs I did, I called her as a successful expert. I said, okay, showcase, tell us your export experience. She was in her house. I just called her. I said, I saw your product. Please, where is your office? And I was surprised. Just her father's parlor. And it's still marvelous thing. She was producing money, cosmetics, a lot of things, shea butter, and the rest. I just speak because there's one that if I say a product, I was now showcase it to my directorate platform. So they saw it. And how did you come across this product? She was called, and she was given certification, USFD certification of millions of naira when she had not even registered. So I always, even SMED, and always call her a successful exporter. So all the federal government agencies, OPS, Organized Private Sector, is synergized. That's the question you ask, is synergized with them. On a quarterly basis, we have meetings. Some NAFDAC, Nigerian Maritime Service, SMEDAN, Federal Ministry of Trade and Investment, Ministry of Agri, always with the leader with the Commission of Agri or Commission of Trade and Investment. So we synergize. Because if you can listen to my lecture, I said where one starts, another stop. We synergize because export business is a process, it's a value chain. Then another question talks on registration requirements. I've already said that 13,500. As you know, every 2 years. Then it has to be a retail liability company or cooperative society or NGO. And he talks of an individual. When he talks of that, I started like, I was laughing. Yes, individual can respond that, but it's not even export. We don't call it export. It's in formal trade. I remember sometime last year I went to Nduaka, DC, a lot of informal trade, a lot of businesses going on. It's not captured, it's not recorded. That is talking of records, statistics. And it's to the loss to Akwa Ibom State, to loss to the country. When you don't get records of what is being informally exported, and giving you as an individual is to your own detriment. Because these incentives we are talking of, you can't get it. Because we have to get data as our records of registered exporters. Like the EDF that was giving millions of people. EDF is not low, it's grants. Millions of naira, a lot of people from the Akwa Ibom State benefited. And how will you benefit? Government don't recognize individuals. You have to be a retail and cooperative society. There has to be an entity. On the question you ask of cooperative societies, like in that step, there are groups, subgroups. That one is on cooperative formations. So maybe I will link you to the director of trade and investment. There are a lot of cooperative societies there. forming a cooperative society, even you yourself can form with like minds. You know, the products you want to have cooperative advantage over, you want to export. It's also advisable if you have a limited liability company, it's even better. You know, individuals, so that maybe when you want to export shea water, another person will say, no, we are going to export bottled water. Before you know it, you know, problems start when you are not even exported. You know, so that's why sometimes having a limited liability company is better. But if you can't have the resources of, you know, forming that, you can form a cooperative society with like minds and export your products. So that's detrimental to an individual when you're exporting. The same thing that comes with it, you will not get.
But the limited liability company, is it expensive to?
No, cooperative. That's why we also have corporate affairs. You register with corporate affairs. When you register with corporate affairs, they will give you a certificate. That certificate you will use and come and do your registration.
Okay.
As a company. Then, how much I've answered that? Then which other one? Okay, how come we package? So this topic is a kind of generalized topic. As I say, seminars on a quarterly basis. We have seminars on documentations, procedures, because what has to do with documentations and procedures. We have on packaging and labeling. That one I always have talks. I always go to TIC, the Technology Innovation Center, because when you go that when you see a lot of SMEs with different things they are doing, some are into cosmetics, they are into a lot of things, you know, they are doing. So if you don't package them well or label them well, you can't meet the shock of Nigeria. So that one is like a 2 days lectures on packaging and labeling, because we have elementary packaging, we have secondary packaging, we have tertiary packaging. So which other question? Somebody mentioned palm oil. Palm oil, yes, Akwa Ibom have chosen palm oil because if you talk of palm oil in Nigeria, Akwa Ibom comes first. That's why it was the first seminar I did. You know, when I came to Europe, from the experience when I traveled to Malaysia, that I was like, my head office now said, anywhere, even in Port Harcourt, anywhere, please always tell people more about palm oil or what can come out of palm oil, the advantages of palm oil. Even the program we had in Port Harcourt, we have to invite people from Akwa Ibom State. And now that I'm in Akwa Ibom State, and now a kind of you know, ginger it. The first exporter that exported here when I came, that first day I came, he was into palm oil. He was coming to Port Harcourt. I called him on phone. I said, I'll be here in Europe. He said, oh, madam, that's serious. So I now showcase his product to our director level and pleaded with them that when we are doing what we call selections to business, I should please speak to him. You know, so he was among the first people that showcased that palm oil to which country today?
Sudan.
Sudan, yes, God bless you. To Sudan, because Sudan needs a lot of palm oil. I was also following the leather man, you know, if he can follow suit, because they also need all these leather things in Sudan. So that's all.
His question was, how is it packaged? Just like the rubbers?
Yes, plastics, the jerry cans, and so on. Ask that question.
How was the work?
Okay, what's up? Okay, we'll meet on consultative. I'll give you details on that one. Packaging, you know, depending on the product, can be if it's palm oil, if it's the jerry cans, and if it's you know, bottled water, depending on the product you're packaging. That's why I said the elementary, secondary one, the main product, the secondary one, you put it into something. Then the tertiary, which is the master one, you now package in pellets. But it has to the packaging material, you have to consider the product. So that when it's reached, I can remember there was a time Nigerian yam was roasted because of the way it was packaged. So packaging materials means a lot, considering the product, you know, you're packing it into. Then which other questions? Is there any question I'm missing?
Yes, but I'm asking you.
Which other one? I've told the amount of registration.
Like somebody that is starting at you, who pays for, maybe the person doesn't have money. Who pays for it?
Okay, we give incentives, but at least you will start from somewhere. You will do your registration now. It's more money than this. Your city it's not up to 50,000. The registration is 30,500.
what I mean, if you want to export, maybe Paramount, who pays for it? Assuming you are just
Okay, that's where incentives comes in. I mentioned it's a free thing on some of your samples. It's our responsibility, but you also pay.
Okay.
But a free thing, even the pavilion, that's the place where you showcase your product, is our responsibility. Logistics, transportation is our responsibility. You know, it's federal government, there are a certain percentage federal government will pay there. You as an individual, there are certain percentage you will pay.
All right. Thank you.
President, Chairman, just before we conclude, I'd like to ask, when you retire, I hope you have a permanent base in Akwaibom. We hope you have a permanent base in Akwaibom as you're retiring.
Not need to be permanent in Akwaibom.
Yes. The executive director of Carrying Investment knows that he ought to keep you here. No, on a serious note, I'm not joking, but we need her around.
I wish, thank you very much.
Shall I not answer my last
Which
question?
one is the last
Which
one?
is, I'm a professional dancer.
Okay, yes,
And I want to.
You guys show me it's like social services. Even me, I'm a dancer.
So how do I export? How do I do it?
Dancing.
Why not? I told you in Hollywood that ADPs will help and musicians.
What you think is a problem?
Even Akwaibom State is well blessed with all these African.
So how do I do it if I want to export that
Silence.
that talent?
I'll video you. I'll video you.
I'll put it on WhatsApp.
Okay, when I register.
Because there are a lot of programs outside that release such.
Is your organization going to link me to those organizations? I have to look for it.
Why not now? We link you to.
Okay, I'll do a private chat.
All right, thank you very much, ma. I wish we had this earlier because I'm familiar with what they do, and I've attended so many of their programs, and I must give kudos to her because ever since she came, she has made effort to make all the people that are relevant in export business. She has met the SSG, she has met the governor. In fact, the last commissioner for commerce and industry, there is no program that she organized that they don't attend. But it's just the receptive part of our people. Export business is a gold business, a money spinning business. Do you know that the obu we take for granted here, if you package it very well, you can be making some cool money every month. All that you need to do is to work with them, because when you work with them, they will give you the contact abroad, so that you now start your documentation on how to. The main thing is documentation, and once you can do the documentation and your product are certified here, you are good to go. But because I've actually attended most of the seminar and I keep seeing the same set of people, and sometimes I ask her, these people, if they have been coming for this training 2-3 years, by now I should be seeing exporters. What is so I think as a platform, I wish we can do this maybe at the zonal level, because people need to create awareness and getting the right set of people, not just young people who may not really understand the intrigues of international trade. So, madam, I want to thank you especially and congratulate you that in as much I know you have a good succession plan, so that your office will continue to reach out to people. But I also feel that maybe we need to bring somebody from the Corporate Affairs Commission to come and talk to us, because some of us we can't go, you can't do it alone. Let's learn how to cooperate. Let's learn how to incorporate companies, so that when you are tired, your children can run the business. And like I tell people, if you are a professor, the day you die, that certificate is not useful to anybody. But if you are a businessman and you own a business and you have taken your children along, you continue with that business and it becomes a legacy. So, Madam, we appreciate you. Please, can we give her a round of applause? Thank you very much. The presentation will be made available on our platform so that we can go through it at special.
I get you, may you no talk, say I no put.
Now let's look at the program once again.